Okay, sorry if you were doing yoga with me and we got disconnected. So let's go ahead. If you did the warm up, come on to all fours, please. And we're gonna start to warm up with the cat cow. I don't know what happened. The Facebook start freezing on me, so we're gonna do the rest of it. So as you come into hands and knees, let's do the arching your back and round your back. Repeat it a few times. Keep the back straight and move your hips side to side, looking the opposite way. Keep your left leg up, look up, and bring your knee to the head. Repeat a few times. And let's repeat the other side. Now, we're gonna keep your elbows down with your palms down and stretch the legs as you raise the sit bones. And keep your knees down. Keep your arm forward on the left side. Bring your head, shoulder inside and thread the needle. And let's go back to the pose one more time, called dolphin pose. Straighten the legs, raise the sit bones higher, and make sure you're engaging your toes. Extend and spread the toes. And keep your knees down. Keep your opposite arm forward, shoulder inside into thread the needle. Good. Now, you're gonna keep your body upright over your sit bones and bring your hands toward the back and arch your back, creating back bend. If it's doable, bring your hands to the fingertips to your heels and doing the called camel pose. Now, bring your hands forward and lift the chest, raise the buttocks, going to the downward facing dog. In downward dog, you can stay or walk your legs or straighten your legs, and we call it walking the dog with one bent knee and one straight leg. Now, between hands, step forward the left foot, take your back leg knee down, and you got the option, bring your hands to the back with the gentle back bend, or take your arms upward, creating back bend. And step back to down dog for a few breaths. Step forward to the opposite foot. Bring your knee down on the back and go for a back bend deeper. As you keep your hands down, step forward with your
left foot, bring your body down to the legs. Stay for a few breaths. Now straighten back and bring your hands behind your back with a long spine. And keep your legs straight as much as you can. If you have a tight hamstring, you may bend your legs. And you may go to a chair pose. Straighten your legs and back bend. Forward bend for a couple breaths. Straighten back and halfway look up. Forward bend and step back or jump back to down dog. Raise the sit bones and press away from your hands. May come to the top of a push-up. And you may come into the snake pose, or you can go to the upward dog. Down dog. Top of the mat, forward your left foot, long step. Bring your right hand inside the foot as you face the left side, going to the side angle revolve for a few breaths. Top of the mat, forward your right foot and stay for a few breaths in forward bend. And go ahead, keep your back straight one more time. Bring your hands behind you stretched. Or take your arms upward toward the ceiling. Straighten the legs as much as you can. And chair pose. Straw, rise and back bend. Forward bend. Look up with inhalation halfway. Forward bend, step or jump back to down dog for a few breaths. Press away from your hands, heels of your hands, and keep your sit bones higher, lifted higher. You may come into the push-up or knees down, straight back. And you go into the snake or upward dog. And down dog for a few breaths. Stay or stepping forward or raise a leg up on the right side. Bring it between the hands, forward, long step. And as you keep your left hand inside your right foot, bring yourself to the twist, facing the right side. Step forward, top of the mat with your left foot. And forward bend for a few reps. And one more time, straight the back behind your back with arms, or you may grab your triceps with your hands. Chair pose. Straight the legs and back bend. Forward bend for a couple breaths. You may keep your left knee bent and you keep your left fist into the floor or use a block. Stretch the right arm toward the ceiling. And back to down dog for a few breaths. You can stay into this pose or stay with your left hand and grab your left ankle with your right hand for one arm down dog. Face the right side with your legs together, going to the side plank, or bring your knee down on the left side for modification. And let's go back to down dog for a couple breaths. Back to top of a push-up or halfway to chaturanga. And as you come to the ground, go into the locust pose. Arms behind you stretched. Lift the chest or legs up as well. Down dog for a few breaths. You can stay or raise the right leg up and keep the arms stronger. Between hands, step forward your right foot. Keep your knee bent on the right side. And then keep the body upright, raise the arm up to the warrior one. You may turn your back foot facing the front and bring the body forward to the hero pose. Shift the weight to your front leg and raise the top leg up, either straight or bend, and go into the one-legged forward bend. Step down and stay for a few breaths in forward bend. Go ahead, keep your back straight one more time on the back. Stretch your arms on the back wall, or bring your hands together as a prayer position. And if you can, bring your sit bones right over your heels. Lift the kneecaps. Chair pose. And last back bend. Two more breaths in forward fold or bend. Now bring your fingers between your feet or in fist or use your block if you have to. Bend your right knee, face the left side, and stretch your arm over your shoulder. And go ahead, step back to down dog for a few breaths. If you're up to it, you may go with one arm down dog with your right hand stay and grab your right ankle with your left hand. And let's face the left side with your legs firm together to the side plank or bring knee down. And back to down dog for a few reps. Top of a push-up. And all the way to the ground. You may go to the snake pose or grab your ankles with your hands to the bone. Down dog. And you can stay or raise the left leg up for one-legged down dog and press away from your hands. Top of the mat, forward your left foot. And bring yourself to warrior one on this side. And you may turn your back foot facing the front. Take your body forward to the hero. Shift the weight to your front leg and go to the one-legged forward bend. And step down in forward bend for a few reps. Keep your hands by your hips, straight the back and stand up. And go turn around and take a couple breaths. Repeat. Good. Let's keep your legs wide and spread. And keep the stance enough that you can feel the hip flexors hugging into your hip socket. Take your hand by your hips. Bring your shoulder blades down and lift the chest. And turn your left foot to the left side. Keep your knee bent. And you may go to a side angle with your left elbow on top of your knee. Or you can keep your hand to your foot. Or if you have block, you can use a block for support. Going to the side angle pose for 5 breaths. Always remember your breathing and pay attention to the breath. I'm sweating here, so that's a good news. Now keep the arm behind your back and turn the chest upward on the right side. Go ahead, straight the left leg, turn the foot, and let's take a breath. Let's do the other side, side angle pose. Turn the right foot to the right side straight, over your heel with your knee.
And let's go to the pose. Now bring your left hand behind your back, turn the top chest upward. Release, straighten the leg, turn your foot, take a breath. Arms stretch to the sides, shoulder height. Bring a little behind the chest. Turn the foot to the left side, over your knee, over your heel with your knee, warrior two. Look at your back arm, make sure your back arm is not lower or higher. Keep your arms even on both sides as much as you can. Turn the palm on the front, reverse it, reverse warrior. And straight leg, take your body forward without collapsing. Grab the under kneecap or close to the ankle. If you're using a block, you may use a block. Make sure your head is centered so that tilted. And back with your hand to your hip, bend your knee. Turn the foot on the left side. One breath. Let's do the other side for warrior two, right side. Palm up on the front, reverse it. Straighten the leg and going to Utthita Trikonasana or triangle pose. And bring your head back to your hip. Bend your knee, turn the foot. One breath. Now bring your head back to your side hips or waist. Turn your feet facing the left side with both feet. And if you have difficulty to balance, you may step to the right with your right foot. Make sure your feet are wider than the hips, so that way you have balance. And bring your body forward with the straight legs. If you have blocks, you may use blocks under your hands and keep your back straight as much as you can. You may, if you're using blocks, lift the blocks on top of a mat and raise the back leg up, going to the warrior three. If you know, or you can go without the blocks to warrior three, you're welcome to do so. Stay for 5 breaths. Bend your left knee, step back behind you with the right leg. Rest the head toward the leg for a few breaths. And you may bring your right block or your hand inside your left foot. Face the left side for revolving the triangle pose. And you may go ahead and rest the head to your leg for a couple of breaths, and you may bend your knee on the front.
And you may step forward the right foot, step back with your left foot, or if you can, jump and switch it that way. Now, go ahead, straight both legs as much as you can. Go into the humble warrior, with or without blocks. If you're going without blocks, you can keep your hand behind your back, stretched, and straight the back as much as you can. Now, let's bring your block on top of the mat or without the blocks, going to the warrior 3. Back leg fully stretched, extended to the toes. And if you can, make sure your buttocks on the right side, right over your heel. And step back behind you with your left leg. Rest the head to your leg for a couple breaths. Bring your block inside your right foot heel. Face the right side for revolving the triangle. And make sure your right buttock's not sticking out, or the right hip is not sticking out. Keep it back. Right hip back, left hip forward. And bend your knee and step forward your left foot. Stay down for a couple breaths in forward bend. And let's turn around and step to the side of your mat or the inside of the mat to the wide leg pose. You're welcome to use your block on the left or right hand, wider than the shoulders, or you may use the fingertips or palm of a hand in the ground. And take a couple deeper breaths. Now keep your left hand under your shoulder or fist or block. Face the right side, revolve it. Take a breath as you release. And repeat the other side. And go ahead, rest the hands inside the legs, or grab your ankles, rest the crown of the head to the floor, or keep the crown of the head to the floor. Now I want you to bring your left knee down, so your left knee is facing where your body is, and the right foot face the toes upward. This is called the gate pose. Bring your right hand toward your toes or any part of your leg and stretch that side for a few breaths. If you turn the toes upward, you can feel a stretch to your calf as well. And spread the toes on the right side foot. Good, release. And switch to the other side after the breath. And let's do the left side. Left side foot facing up, toes, and right arm upward toward the ceiling or toward the toes. So the gate pose is one of those great poses for hip opener, knee, and side raised rib cage. You go release that. Now, if you remember in the beginning, we did the camel pose. You can keep your hands top of your buttocks or bring your hands to the heels and bring your chest upward. Keep your head back. Bring your hands down and straight the legs as you go into the forward bend for a few breaths. Straight back and stand up. Breathe. And we're going to do the balance pose. So if you feel that you don't have the balance today, you can go against the wall, with your back against the wall to do that pose. So you stay with your left leg down, left foot down, and bring your right foot under the kneecap or above your kneecap into tree pose. Before you go into do anything, you're gonna raise the chest and keep it back straight as much as you can. And you can keep your hands by the waist or prayer hands or upward toward the sky. Look like the Facebook, it might go away. I saw something in here. So in case something goes away, you can go into the Shavasana for a few minutes if that happens. So stay with your right foot down, bring your left foot inside your thigh, and go into the tree pose on the other side. And go sit down, take a breath. Now we're going to do the squat pose. Turn the toes outward a little bit, maybe wider than the hips. Keep your back straight as much as you can. Rest the elbows top of your knees. Or if you can use a block. Sit onto your blocks, straight back. For some of you, go deeper with your buttocks closer to the floor without the blocks. So this is a squat. Keep your arm open and stretch, head back. And take one breath. Switch. And release. Very good. And let's lay on the back, facing the feet forward, hips apart as you lay on the back. I usually use a block between my knees this way or wider as I lay on my back. And we're gonna go do the bridge pose. Raise the sit bones, walk your hands, shoulders toward the feet. And let's stay here for a few breaths. And bring your sit bones down. And if you want, you can use two blocks, either long way or midway or flat way on the sit bones, lower back area. And walk your shoulders toward the feet, fingers facing the front, palms up. Stretch your legs upward toward the ceiling, so your feet are flat facing the ceiling. And spread all your toes, so you can feel the different muscles at the bottom of feet active. You may stay to the same pose and keep working the pose, or we're going to go to the shoulder stand. Support your back and straighten the legs toward the ceiling. And if you're doing the shoulder stand, take your legs behind you, point the toes toward the head or toward the floor, into plow. And bring yourself back to the floor. If you have a blocks, move your blocks on the sides. And I want you to keep your feet down so the feet are flat, knees bending, behind your back, stretch arms fully. And keep your knees together toward the right side, cross or together this way. And go back to the center, take a breath. Switch the knees to the opposite side, and you may turn your head to the opposite shoulder. And release. Now, straighten the left leg to the ground, fully active. You may press your hand to your top of your quadricep down to the ground. And bring your hands in a lock over your knee, bring your head to your knee. And stay here for 5 breaths. Look toward the belly, or look toward the toes. Take a breath. And repeat the other side. Bottom leg stays active, fully active to the toes, hamstring and calf. Release. Face the feet up, grabbing your big toes or heels, ankles, and let's rock yourself or stay without moving to the happy baby pose. Now, either bring your feet together, raise the head to your toes, look to the belly, or hug your knees as you're doing so. 5 breaths. And we're going to settle down in Shavasana to relax your entire body as you close your eyes. You got 2 options. You can keep your feet together, knees to the sides, with your arms by the belly or the side of the legs, whichever works for you. Or you can just straighten the legs and keep extending your legs so there's a release your lower back. Then relax your legs. Then walk your fingers and shoulders toward the feet. Then relax those parts and close your eyes. I'm going to turn off the light. So good, relax and close the eyes and focus on every breath you're taking in and out. If your lower back is tense, you can always cross your legs.
You go ahead, come back to the body, back to the breaths. And you may move your head side to side, maybe make a fist and release your fingers and open and close the toes to wake up the body. And stretch your arm behind you against your legs, or hug your elbows on top of your head. Now hug your knees to extend your lower back and relax your toes. You may softly rock yourself side to side. And on your left side or the right side of the body resting, so your lower back is, or the back is released from the floor. Help yourself to a seated position when you're ready. And keep your eyes closed as you're doing so. Bring your hands toward the heart center with the lifted chest. And you may bow to the heart center. If you'd like to join for one sound of Om, take inhalation. I'm so grateful and thankful for you joining the class tonight, and enjoy the evening. Have a great week with yourself and the family. And sorry about the Facebook because it froze today. Have a great one. Namaste.